Hello, everybody! Welcome back to the Marquette Golden Eagles Dynasty here in NCAA Football 14. Welcome to year 4. Let's get it going here. We're back with some football, and Marquette Golden Eagles have very high expectations this year as they enter year 4. Coming off a 9-4 season, Lance Leipold emerging as one of the top head coaches here in college football. Coach of the Year finalist last year, and big things on the horizon for Marquette. We enter year 4 with a big recruiting class incoming, big turnovers. We lost 20 graduates, and this team now mostly recruits that we've brought in ourselves. Big expectations, as I said, going into this season, and we open here at the BMO Bradley Center against the Memphis Tigers, one of the weaker opponents on our schedule this season. We bumped up the difficulty, our strength of schedule, a B coming into this year. Marquette maybe is still a couple years away from entering a conference, and it looks like we're going to start on defense here in year 4. No more Dylan Mackey. It's now Eddie Stevens, the punter, assuming kickoff duties as he trots towards the football. And we're underway now in year 4, and let's hope for a good season. Davis is going to take this out of his own end zone as he does find a nice seam there. Chris Carter can't bring him down. Kevin Muller cannot bring him down. And finally tracked down by Kevin Coleman. And Robert Davis, a tough return to open the season. Not how the Golden Eagles wanted to start year 4 as the Tigers set up from the 20. That was a rough, unexpected start. And our kickoff coverage towards the end of last season did get better, but still a weakness overall. Scott will start with the option, and Pelland delivers the big boom there in the hole. Now Memphis will hurry back. Marquette couldn't quite get set. They'll swing it out. And a big stop there. Kenny Johnson delivers a big hit. Now 3rd and 8 would be great to force a 3 and out. We go play action. Scott, he's going to scramble, and he has some room as he's brought down by Bobby Price, the new middle linebacker. Good coverage, but Braden Scott, a heads-up play there to run ahead for the first down. Now 1st and goal here from the 7. Do a screen there for Hurd, and he's brought down. A good play there by Mike Johnson getting over from his DN spot. Now Memphis out there empty. 2nd and goal, backed up to the 10 now. Scott going to try and run it again, and Mike Johnson brings him down for the first Marquette sack of the season. Already Johnson's 2nd tackle for loss, and he matches his sack total from last year on the opening drive. Now a good response from the Marquette defense, just a net gain of 3 yards for the Tigers on this opening drive. Scott makes an adjustment. He'll pass here, swings that towards the sideline for Johnson, makes a good toe tap. Gerard Johnson, 14 yards, pushed out at the 4. But it looks like Memphis will bring out the field goal unit and settle for some points early on. After that opening return, I thought we were doomed to start the year, but I'll settle for this nice defensive stand. Field goal's up and good. Memphis takes the early lead. And now here comes the Marquette offense for the first time, headlined by Greg Walker, the freshman All-American at quarterback, his 2nd year as the starter. We'll start with an opening give here for Dusty Alexander, the new starting running back, as he scurries ahead for 7. Now it's 2nd and 3. Walker back for his first pass attempt of the year. And he's going to be brought down. Sat in the pocket a little too long, and Adam Lawrence rips him down. Now 3rd and 11. That's Justin Hill got beat bad there in pass protection, and he was a liability there at times last year. Walker brought down for a sack on our first set of downs to start this season. Now 3rd and 11, they come out with 4 receivers. Walker back to pass. And his pass batted at the line. He was trying to get Pinson on the corner. And a 3 and out for Marquette to start their season. Now the Golden Eagles will punt here from their own 24. Eddie Stevens now in his junior season. And he gets this one off. It's going to be fielded there at the 31 by Davis. Makes Clark miss there, and then forced out towards the 50. So again, very good field position here for the Tigers as they take over from their own 47. The Marquette defense, a tremendous stand last time out. As Scott will pass here. They're going to set up a screen. They have a lot of space there for Wallace. As a good job downhill there from Kenny Johnson making the play. And now a look at Memphis's impact players. Terrace Wallace on offense, the running back. 84 overall, one of their top players. 93 speed, 95 acceleration, but really lacks agility. Otherwise, nothing really of note. Decent vision. and decent break tackle. At quarterback, they'll have Braden Scott starting over senior quarterback Paxton Lynch. Scott at 83 overall brings a little more athleticism under center than Lynch, and an accurate arm at 84, but the throw power lacking at just 78. Good ball carrier traits there with the 78 break tackle and the 68 elusiveness, good for a quarterback. In the receiving core, a lot of inexperience for the Tigers. Daniel Hurd, redshirt senior, the only receiver in this receiving core with any playing experience. 77 overall, 83 speed, so not fast, but decent catching, route running, catching traffic, and jumping as well. So he's not going to drop any passes really, and he's going to get open. Just 10 catches last year, 2 touchdowns, and like I said, the only Memphis Tiger receiver with any stats to show. The offensive line is headlined by senior left guard Zach Collins. Memphis very weak at tackle, especially right tackle, but a little stronger on the interior. 90 pass blocks, so he's going to give Scott some time to throw there. Tough matchup for Watkins and Bain on the inside. Decent run blocker as well with good impact block and strength. Now we'll get back to it as Memphis hurries back. A 2nd and 6 across midfield. Terrace Wallace in motion. And they're going to pass here. Scott's going to look to scramble. And I think that's going to be the case here today as Johnson, another big-time stop as he drags down Scott. First down for the Tigers. And now Scott gives to Wallace this time. Wallace runs into a block there and gets ahead for 3. 2nd and 7 now from the 37. Scott a delay give there for Wallace. And he's dragged down there by Reggie Watkins. The first-year starter, 6'4", 330 pounds. And I think he's going to be clogging holes and making run stops all year. Now 3rd and 10 here for the Tigers. Probably outside field goal range at this point. And I missed the assignment over the middle there as Price pulled off the tight end, but no harm there as that falls incomplete as Scott overthrows his man. They will try out the field goal unit here for the 56-yard attempt. Directly lined up from the middle here. But I don't think he'll have the power, or I at least hope he doesn't have the power. And doesn't quite, as the accuracy was off as well. We'll just take this out with Scott and Walkpour. We usually don't take out missed field goals. And we're probably better off just letting that one skip into the end zone. You know, the Marquette offense back out there trying to do a little bit better than a 3 and out. The sack last time really set us back. They will start with the running game. Good blocking on the edge there. And Alexander gets ahead for 5. Dusty Alexander, still through 3 years, the highest recruit we've brought in, was ranked 299 on the national board in year 2. And now we'll go with the read option here for Greg Walker. Good blocking up ahead, breaks the tackle, and he gets ahead for 12. Now 1st and 10 for Marquette as we hit the 3-minute mark in this first quarter. We'll give to Michael James for the first time, the freshman running back. He gets 6 on his first carry. 2nd and 4 now. We're really going to try to establish the running game to open up the pass. And I think later on we could take some deep shots and mix in some play action passes. Alexander keeps his balance there. Springs off a man, still going. And tough 5 yards there. You like the balance to keep the run moving. 17 yards on 3 gives for Alexander so far. The Memphis defense is headlined by senior corner Chauncey Lanier. 84 overall, 89 speed. 97 man coverage, 91 press, so he can get up in your face, and he's not going to get off you when you're trying to run your routes. 89 zone, good as well. Very good play record, 87, 90 pursuit. And this guy was one of the best corners in all of college football last year. 8 interceptions, 2 for a pick 6, and 15 pass deflections. Lanier and fellow senior Samuel Kraft form a very formidable corner tandem here for the Memphis Tigers. Kraft a little bit better of an athlete, but not as good in coverage. Still good, though. 87 man, 85 zone, press at 77, and 93 awareness. 79 play rec, 94 pursuit. So 2 guys who are going to be active against the pass and the run. In the linebacking core, Darius Ridgeway leads the way as he's an 83 overall, 80 speed, 88 acceleration. Good athlete at linebacker, although a little undersized at just 5'11", 214. Play rec, good block shed, 95 pursuit. So with that block shed pursuit, going to play the run very well. And a power move at 81, so he can rush the passer a little bit on blitzes. And the Memphis Tigers on the defensive line, probably their weakest area, especially at end. So we're going to try and mix in some outside runs and some read options as well. Another 7 there for Alexander. Good hole opened up there up the middle. Now 2nd and 3, Marquette across midfield for the first time this year. Looks like they'll go with an option. And Walker ripped down, and that's going to go for a loss and set up another third down for the Golden Eagles. Now 3rd and 4 here from the 42. Walker back to pass. Going to roll to the right. Nothing open. He's just going to run for it, and he does get it as he runs out of bounds. 8 yards. Fresh set coming up for Marquette. Now less than a minute remaining in this first quarter of year 4. Walker will keep again on the read option. Probably should have went up the middle with that one, but we'll still take 5. 2nd and 5 now. And now Michael James checks back into the game at running back in the classic Theo Briggs 22 personnel set. His second carry of his career, only 2 that time. And that will bring us into the second quarter. Marquette trails 3-0. Some very good field position from the Tigers off that opening kick return, and then a good punt return as Marquette was 3 and out on their first drive. Driving here, though, a chance to take the lead. And now 3rd and 3 to open the second quarter for Marquette. They go to the play action. A quick strike there for Jack Mason, the freshman, and a 5-yard grab for him. His first career catch moves the chains. The first completion for Greg Walker this season, and that goes to the freshman. Now 1st and 10, setting up from the 23. Walker back to pass. And he has F.A. Scott and Walkpour on a short one. That one goes for 4 as Memphis brought pressure. Michael James now back in the game, the power back out of Michigan. Got the outside carry, and he stopped along the edge there. No gain now, 3rd and 6. Another third down for Marquette. The Golden Eagles come out empty. I think they might take a shot towards the end zone here. 3rd and 6, some good pressure on the interior. And Walker tried to get that for Childress. The JUCO transfer was open on a curl there. Couldn't get it off as he was hit. And now 4th and 6, and looks like we'll try out the field goal unit. And here's Fred Castillo, the sophomore kicker. And we'll see if he can knock through his first one as he succeeds Dylan Mackey. Castillo, the kick is up, and that's no good. Our kicking woes, I know, are going to hurt us this year. Maybe could have had a little bit better of an effort there, but it wasn't even long enough. And maybe we're just better off going with Stevens as our kicker. Well, that was rough. I honestly didn't expect that. I thought that would have made it through, but certainly have our work cut out for us in the kicking game. Marquette's still scoreless. Now Scott will keep, and he works ahead, bounces off a man, and gets 5. Memphis hurries back. Set up a screen there for Murray. Stiff arms Robert Williamson, then dragged down as a bunch of Marquette defenders got there for the stop. Now 3rd and 6. Scott now out there empty. He'll swing that out for Wallace, and he can't make the grab. Kenny Johnson there, I think, had a hand on that, and Memphis will have to punt. So a good response from the Marquette defense following the missed field goal. Forced to 3 and out. Marquette's going to get the ball back. F.A. Scott and Walkpour back there for the punt return, taking over duties from Jordan Pinson for now. He gets a good beat on this one. Works it past the 50. And a good 26-yard return there from Scott and Walkpour. Good field position now for Marquette, as Walker will pass. And roll to the right. Throw across field there for Scott and Walkpour, and he can't hang on. He had it in his hands. And I think that was Chauncey Lanier making the play on the ball, as he usually does. That was a good throw by Walker to set off platform and get that throw off across the field, showing some decent arm strength there. Now 2nd and 10. Memphis will bring some pressure. Walker dumps that off for Thad Archibald. Archibald's first grab of the season. That one for 7 for the senior wide receiver. Now 3rd and 3 for Marquette. And they'll go with a give here for Alexander as he drags the man ahead to the 25. Another 11 for Alexander. Alexander has been very efficient running the ball thus far in his first career start. And they'll get it again for him. Good vision there as he works ahead for another 9. A nice cutback up the middle there that time from Alexander. He's now at 44 yards already. And they'll go right back to him. Although that time, nothing doing. He's hit hard there in the backfield. And that's going to set him up 3rd and 2. Now Darius Ridgway on the stop. And now Michael James will check back into the game as he inherits the Theo Briggs short yardage situation role. Now we'll take that one up the middle for a good carry as he gets 5. Marquette now at the 12. Now first down for the Golden Eagles. We'll go back to the read option. Walker brought down there on the edge, and I think that was Kraft making a good play on the edge there. Nothing doing there for the Golden Eagles. Now 2nd and 11. Walker will pass. Go for Scott and Walkpour, and he has him in the end zone. Scott and Walkpour keeps defeating Just a vertical route there, and Walker gets him for the touchdown. Scott Nwokpor's first touchdown as a member of the Marquette Golden Eagles, and we think he's in for a big season. Ball State transfer from year one, and we're going to get him much more incorporated into the offense this season. Love to start the year with a passing touchdown, and now here's Castillo on for the extra point, and that one he does kick through. Memphis will field this. Davis again out of his own end zone. And he's brought down as Marquette does a better job containing him that time. The Memphis offense back out there as they take over from the 26. A fake there as Scott misfires. 2nd and 10. Scott from the shotgun, Wallace in the backfield. And Scott a quick check down there for Royal. And Bobby Price there to make the stop. Now 3rd and 5, less than 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter. 3rd and 5, Memphis gets back to the line. Looks like they go for the screen here. And Bobby Price all over that, can't make the tackle. And then Reggie Watkins gets over to make the stop. Another tackle for loss. And Memphis is going to have to punt again. Scott Nwokpor is going to field this from his own 20, fresh off a touchdown reception. Works this time to the right. And he's brought down at the 38, 16 yards on that punt return. And we see Craig Jones out on the field there in the backfield, number 30. Redshirt freshman running back who figures to work into the rotation. First give for him. Good block upfield there by Heidemann. 76 as Jones gets 10 on his first give. 11. And he works that towards midfield. Now 1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles. Archibald in motion. Walker will drop back. And then we'll go underneath there for Archibald as he gets ahead for another 11 and a first down. Marquette moving the ball tremendously well following that opening 3 and out. Craig Jones back out there at running back. We'll get this one on a counter. Heidemann gets over but couldn't engage the block. Still a good run there by Jones. Gets 6. Already 3 of our running backs with at least 2 touches. The only one we haven't seen yet, Sam Manning, another true freshman, along with Michael James. Walker again will keep as he takes that up the middle. Good blocking and 8 yards that time for Walker. Marquette still with other timeouts, 1:24 remaining, as they have a fresh set now from the 26. The Golden Eagles could stand here to let a little time chip off the clock, as we'll probably just run it down a few more seconds here. And Walker takes the snap. Go towards the end zone there for Childress, the JUCO wide receiver. And he makes his first grab, 21 yards now inside the 5. And I got to say, I spent a lot of time in practice working on these jump balls. And Childress, I think, is going to be very good in these situations. And now Marquette brings 3 tight ends out on the field. 2 of them true freshmen there to the left side, Watkins and Mason. Watkins in motion. And looking for Dusty Alexander. And Alexander an easy touchdown, the first of his career. And Marquette about to take a 14-3 lead. 34 seconds remaining. Probably could have stood to take off even more time. Memphis still does have all their timeouts, but we'll take the touchdown. And this offense is really clicking now. And now again, this will be fielded by Davis. Some good blocking there by Memphis, and Randy Carpenter gets over to make the stop. Memphis 31 seconds, and now they'll set it from the 27. 1st and 10 here for Memphis. Scott will take the snap. He's going to roll to the right as Price gives chase, and Scott wisely just slides to the ground. They take a timeout now at the 30, 2nd and 7. And now Scott back to pass. Let's have another screen here for Wallace. Breaks the tackle and then brought down there by Robert Williamson. And it looks like Memphis is just going to let the half wind down. Stay in the hurry up here, but they're not going to use a timeout. And we're totally fine with that. Now 10 seconds remaining. Maybe take a deep heave here. Not quite sure what the plan of attack is. Are they even going to call a play? As they do, Scott takes the snap. We're going to roll to the right again. And Rob Bain there for the sack. And we'll take the stat padding here to end the first half. Marquette up 14-3. It didn't look pretty to start. Gave up a big return. Missed our a 3 and out on our opening drive. Missed a short field goal. But now the offense really coming alive, as well as the defense. And we're not really budging at all. We're kind of taking over here. And I hope we can keep it up here in the second half of year one. A new look football team. Although we still have Greg Walker. Good continuity on the offensive line with 4 returning starters. Our receiving core, for the most part, is the same, although losing Grant Cooper at tight end is going to be a huge hit. But our front 7 already kind of playing well, and we drew a very good matchup here. The secondary is by far the weakness of this football team, but going against Memphis, as I mentioned earlier, they've only had one player coming into this game with actual playing experience. So our secondary holding up well as we drew a nice matchup. Through one half, 99 rushing yards, our rushing game really getting going, and everyone's really contributing in that aspect. 161 total yards for Marquette in the first half, only 35 for Memphis. Let's see if we can force a turnover here and really start to take over. A touchback to start the second half as this Marquette offense back out there. And we'll start with a gift for Dusty Alexander, fresh off his first career touchdown. And Marquette now over 100 yards as a team. Alexander now at 51. Sam Manning, the freshman running back, checks into the game for the first time. Walker back to pass. We'll just check that down for Childress, his second grab. That one for 8, up to the 39. Walker starts the season 7 for 10, 70 yards. And that touchdown is Scott Mwakpour. Now directly under center, and he'll drop back for a pass. Go towards that Archibald there at the sideline, and Archibald, good concentration as he drew a lot of separation there and makes the grab there along the sideline, keeping the feet in bounds. Marquette now at 188 total yards compared to just 34 for Memphis. Craig Watkins in motion, and they'll give back to Craig Jones as new starting right guard number 70 there. Couldn't pick up a block, but Jones still able to eke out 4. Now the Golden Eagles from the 44. And they go back to the read option here for Greg Walker. Redirects up the middle. And another 9 that time. He's been very efficient on these read options thus far, up to 32 rushing yards. Now 1st and 10 here from the 35. They'll go play action. Downfield there for Archibald, and it's picked off by Lanier. And Archibald couldn't recognize that one. Sean Murphy, a big hit, and we turned it over. And that's not how he wanted to start the second half. Playing such a clean game up until that point. Maybe got a little greedy. And Archibald wasn't ready for that one over the middle. Lanier, 8 interceptions last year, 15 passes defended. And he starts this season with an interception. Interceptions are going to happen, but 1 interception per game, I'm not too mad about that. Just as long as we don't throw another one here. Scott back to pass, his first drive here for Memphis. And they get 9 to Gerard Johnson. And they go with a fake here this time as Antonio Carr comes down with a sack. The true sophomore had 4 sacks as a freshman, and we really expect him to bump up his play. I didn't even really see how that developed, but he got in there quick, and I think untouched. Now Memphis with 5 receivers out there on this 3rd and 6. They'll swing it out towards the sideline for Royal, and he gets the first down. It's Chance Pelland, another big hit, that time along the sideline. Brent Royal, 10 yards. Braden Scott, 10 for 13 for just 34 yards. Now Scott, another drop back here. Goes towards the sideline that time for Johnson again. And a good catch there for Johnson, 17 yards. Pelland gets over to make the stop. Memphis across midfield now. Setting up now from the 43. Scott takes the snap. Going to go to the sideline again, that time for Royal. And Brent Royal, 3 yards as he falls out of bounds. Scott back to pass. Going to go over the middle for Johnson. And another grab there by Gerard Johnson. 11 yards, first down. Memphis moving the ball here to start the second half. Made some good adjustments there. Scott's going to keep, and he's going to be ripped down by a face mask. That was a good play by Mike Johnson getting into the backfield, but it's going to go for nil as Memphis will move up 15 and get another first down, now setting up from the 18-yard line. Man, that interception hurt. I was trying to go all season without throwing an interception. I don't think I could make it through like a half without throwing an interception. Although, I mean, I guess we did, but we'll say a game. Daniel Hurd, his second catch, only 2 yards combined thus far. 2nd and 5 now for Memphis, inside the 15. Going for their first touchdown of the season. Wallace will get maybe only his 2nd give of the day. His 3rd give, as he's brought down only 3 rushes for 2 yards. Now a 3rd and 3 from the 10. Scott back to pass. Then go over the middle for Johnson, and a big hit that time, and that jarred the ball loose. So 4th and 3 down 11. It looks like Memphis is going to kick a field goal. 27-yard attempt. Kick is up, and it is good. So 14-6 game now. The Tigers make it a 1-possession game. 4:30 remaining, and we got to play a clean drive here and get back on the scoreboard. Now Greg Walker in the offense back out there after the turnover. And they'll start with an inside gift for Alexander. 5 yards And he's been very, very good thus far. Now 2nd and 5. They'll go with a counter. And Alexander couldn't quite hit the hole right into his man, but still gets 3 and sets up a manageable 3rd and 2. Now Michael James back out there on the short yardage situation. He'll get the give, but he's brought down short. And now a 4th and 1 deep in our own zone from the 34. And I think we're just going to go for it. We're at home opening week. And this is kind of our bread and butter here, these 4th and 1s. Now we come out 22 with Jeff Harris. Haven't seen much of Jeff Harris in this one at fullback, but he will get the carry as he gets ahead for more than enough, 5 yards on his first touch of the season. Now 1st and 10 for Marquette. That Archibald motions into the backfield. He'll get the swing pass there, and he's rocked. He got aerial on that hit. That loses 4. And I don't know if we're going to try that again here today. Archibald was absolutely tossed on that last play. And now 2nd and 14. That one sets us back. Walker to pass. Has Jordan Pinson there as Pinson makes his first catch of the year, that time for 12. And that sets him up 3rd and 2 as we work towards the 50. 3rd and short now for Marquette. And they'll give back to Alexander. A little shifty there, I like those cuts. And he gets 6 now up to 65 rushing yards. Now we audible to a run with this light box. And Alexander, we're trying to shift to the left side there. Had a big opening, but we'll still take 5. Now again, we audible from a pass to a run. And that time another 5. And that seems to be the Dusty Alexander special. These 5-yard carries up the middle. Now up to 75 yards. And our F.A. Scott and Walkpour here manning the Wildcat offense, as he was almost able to bust that one out, but a good play there, crashing downhill. Darius Ridgeway, another big stop, now 2nd and 11. Looks like Tito Cruz missed a block there against a run. We're actually going to put Scott and Walkpour on a vertical route. Probably get safety help over the top, but if not, we'll probably go for Archibald underneath. Walker takes the snap. We're just going to take a deep heave here for Scott and Walkpour. And Lanier almost came down with another interception. Thought we might be able to get that in over the top. And like I said, I've been practicing those jump balls, but maybe are a little bit too overzealous that time. Now 3rd and 11, 9 seconds remaining. And Marquette, you really don't want this drive to stall out. I think we might be able to get Pinson here towards the sideline. Walker takes the snap. We'll swing it out for Sam Manning, his first touch. And that's going to go for nothing. Good defensive stand there by Memphis as we're going to head to the 4th quarter. Just a 14-6 game. And it looked like we were set up to kind of take over in this one. 14-6 Memphis just barely staying alive, and our defense absolutely dominant. Our offense not as good to start the second half as we did to end the first half, but we'll try to put it together here in the 4th. Now 4th and 11, Eddie Stevens on for the punt from his own, what was it, the 37? Never a spot you want to punt from. We'll just try and get good hang time on this one. I think we get a guy downfield to stop it. That looks like it's going to go out right at the corner, and we can't get it. That was almost a perfect punt from Stevens, but a few inches there, the difference from a 19-yard swing. Instead, Memphis will take over now from the 20. A good plan of attack from Memphis to start the second half, as they did get a field goal last time out. Now 1st and 10 from the 20. They go with a fake. Scott resets downfield as he has a man open. That's Hurd. Kevin Davis can't make the tackle. Still going past the 20 now. Chance Pelham can't make the tackle. And Philip Marshall just gets there. Daniel Hurd, 78 yards. And Memphis is back in this one. That might be an understatement. They might have all the momentum now. And now our guys are going to have to run pretty much the whole length of the football field as Memphis stays in the hurry up. Don't like this look here at the goal line. But I don't want to burn a timeout either. They'll give it to Wallace, and just like that, Memphis back in at 14-12. And I think you can assume they're going to go for 2 points here. What a swing that has occurred here in the second half. Memphis, a 2-point conversion away from tying it up. They'll give to Wallace. And that's Clay Diamond on the edge there with some help as Marquette stays strong. Lenny Butler, the tackle for loss, and we're still up by 2 points. So with that, now a touchdown from Marquette would make it a 2-possession game. So Memphis kind of cut the game short potentially. And now here, I think we just got to keep relying on the running game, particularly Dusty Alexander. We'll start with the counter here. Good blocking develops as Alexander gets out there for 6. Now 2nd and 4, Marquette at the 31. This time an inside give for Alexander, just 1 that time. And another 3rd down here for Marquette. The Golden Eagles 5 for 9 on 3rd downs. And Michael James checks back into the game. And he will get it, and he will get across for the 3rd down, but the agility not looking too good. Now fresh set here for the Golden Eagles. And they'll give back to Alexander. Good burst there off the exchange, and again gets ahead for 5. Kind of an underwhelming performance from Marquette, to be honest, in this game. I thought we were going to be able to put up some points, but Memphis has been able to stay afloat as we only get 2 that time. A big hit delivered. Now another 3rd down for the Golden Eagles. And now Marquette will go out there empty on this 3rd and 4. Sam Manning in motion. And Walker keeps for the read option. And he's going to slide ahead as that gets the job done. Marquette now towards the midfield, a fresh set. Now 1st and 10. And they'll give to Alexander. And a good play there by the Memphis interior lineman. Gets him for a loss, and now that sets us back. 2nd and 13. John Reynolds, 9 tackles, 2 for loss. Now 2nd and 13. Marquette at the 45. As we're now less than 5 minutes left of game time. Walker sets. He's going to go downfield for Malcolm Graham. And Graham, the big tight end, makes the big play. We'll take a little comeback cheese on that deep route. Malcolm Graham's first catch of the year. And no one really kept track of him as he just went untouched up the seam. Definitely needed a big play like that. And now we're setting up from the 30. And we'll go with Dusty Alexander on this 1st down. Made a man miss there on the outside. Redirected back up the middle. 6 yards that time as he approaches 100 here in his first career start. Now at the halfway point of this 4th quarter. Walker drop back. Nothing open. He'll just... Good patience there to read the field. And then finally takes off. And he gets 9 through the running game as Marquette now to the 15. And I think at this point, if you're Marquette, you can maybe start chewing some clock as you're set up to maybe take the 2-possession lead here. And they'll give it to James. And he's stopped there at the line of scrimmage. Another good play there by the Memphis D tackle, 2nd and 10. And now Marquette comes out in the I formation as they give to Alexander. And he gets 4 now to the 11, a 3rd and 6. And what do you do here if you're Marquette? Now 2:20 remaining on this 3rd and 6. They're going to give it to Alexander to the outside. And he's going to be stopped short. 4th and inches as Memphis takes a timeout. 4th and inches from the 5. And I think, you just got to go for it here. If you're stopped, though, all Memphis needs is a field goal. They haven't found the end zone all game. So do you just take the field goal and trust your defense? I think we just trust Jeff Harris and give it to him in this situation. So 4th and inches from the 5, literally just the tip of the football away from a 1st down. And we'll give it to Jeff Harris. He gets the 1st down. Memphis takes their 2nd timeout, and this sets us up now to chew some clock and just get out of here with a win. 21 1st downs in this game for Marquette as we've tripled the amount from Memphis, just leading by 2 at this point. And I'll give it to Michael James, and Michael James can't quite get it in the end zone. Memphis, no more timeouts, now 2nd and goal from the 2. Now Dusty Alexander checks into the game, and he will get the rock, and he'll get the score as he rolls there into the end zone. Marquette about to take a 2-possession lead, going to be 21-12 pending the extra point. 2:08 remaining of game time, though. Memphis, however, with no timeouts. So it looks like we're going to end week 1 here with a victory, but it's certainly not over yet. A good drive there to shed 5:35 off the clock and extend this lead. Castillo knocks through the extra point, and it's now a 9-point game here in Milwaukee. Eddie Stevens on for the kickoff, and you would think they just bring it out yet again as they've done. Davis will. Goes to the left side, and a good hit there. I'm not sure who that was off a block. Maybe Aaron Clark. And now 2:04 for the Tigers, no timeouts. And let's just hold it down here and get out with a win. Last time out on that 78-yard pass that brought him all the way down to the 1 or 2. That was actually Kevin Davis, our JUCO free safety, who we were trying to get at corner. That was who got beat downfield. Memphis that time 8 yards, and the clock will continue to run. Now 3rd and 2 for Memphis after they spiked it. 1:52 remaining. Scott will pass. And he has a man downfield as we blew our spot there back in zone. Not sure what I was doing there and just daydreaming as they get a nice vertical attack there. Now 1st and 10, Memphis already in Marquette territory. The Tigers looking like a very good second half team. Now they go deep here. And that's Hurd for the touchdown, 37 yards. And we couldn't get back with Williamson. A quick strike here from Memphis. What, 2 or 3 plays? And they're back in the end zone. That was a mishap on my part there. Tried to go for the pass deflection. Tried to, jump up to deflect the pass, intercept it potentially. But Williamson turned away from the ball instead. I mean, we get the onside kick. We win the game. Now Memphis down 2. Still some life here. Where was this offensive showing from Memphis in the first half? They've actually dominated us here in the second. And they got the return. There's no way that just happened. Oh my gosh. Memphis got the onside kick. And they have the ball now at the 45. And all they need is a field goal. What has happened here? Wow. Now we actually have to start hunkering down. Scott back to pass. There's a man downfield, and that's Hurd again. And Butler can't bring him down. Now 1:34 remaining. They're going to hurry back, and they might already be in field goal range. What is happening here? 1:32 now. And that's going to be a sack. That's Kevin Davis, the JUCO transfer. And he gets in on the blitz. Much needed big play there. And Memphis hurrying back now. 1:20 remaining. Scott spikes it. I don't think you trade downs at this point for stoppages with 1:18 remaining, but we'll take it. I think we stay in the dime. 3rd and 18. And there's some insane drama at this point. Now Wallace in the backfield. Scott will pass. And he's going to be brought down again. Rob Bain, the huge play. And it looks like Scott had some guys breaking up field vertically, but couldn't get it off. Rob Bain, the huge play, and we really needed that. Dramatic swings here in the late goings of this game. Now less than a minute left. 4th and 24. That's going to throw that up. And Royal comes down with it off the deflection. Are you kidding me? We had 3 guys there. Just knock it down. There's no way this game is real. Like, Clark literally knocked it into the hands of Royal. And now Memphis is set up here from the 14. What is going on? I don't know if I should laugh or cry. This is absolutely crazy. 4th and 24. And Memphis got it. Not only that, they got the onside kick. We thought we were out of here with a win. And now they're going to give for Wallace. And Williamson can't bring him down. Clark finally does. And we're gonna call a timeout. This is absolutely absurd. Like I said, I really don't know if I should laugh or cry. There's no way they're passing it here. And they will give a delay give for Wallace. And he's brought down by Butler. And I guess we'll take another timeout. It looks like they will trot out the field goal unit. And this one, a chip shot right down the middle. I think a 26-yarder. I'm literally in shock right now. I can't believe what's going on as Memphis kicks through the field goal. And they're now up 22-21. And now Marquette at the 25 after a touchback. And I don't know what to do. I hope we can really get Pinson towards the sideline. As Walker takes the snap here. Definitely have to get out of bounds. We have a man downfield. That's Archibald. He makes the catch. So that puts us down to the 32. Definitely not in field goal range. But that winds down the clock. We didn't get back to the line. I think I might have still had a conservative clock on. And I can't believe what just happened. I really cannot believe it. For the first time in this series, we fall in week 1. And Memphis, just a whole different team there in the second half. Inexcusable collapse here from Marquette. And that certainly puts a damper on this year 4 start. 22-21, maybe the most insane, dramatic game of this series thus far. But it certainly doesn't feel good to be on the losing side. But I hope you at least got some entertainment and enjoyment out of this despite the losing effort. Next time out, we face TCU. And that's going to pose an even bigger challenge than Memphis, who I said earlier was one of the weaker opponents on our schedule. Some big hits through the passing game, and they started to really expose our weaknesses in the secondary. I can't believe this. So many opportunities you could just look at and point at as a turning point in this game. That's going to do it here in Milwaukee for week 1. A disappointing result, but still a very entertaining game. And this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. Thank you so much for watching. And like I said, I'm still kind of in shock over here, but what are you going to do? You lose some, you win some, you lose some. But as always, everybody, it's been real, and be well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.